Collective energy reading. Please only take what resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress. Otherwise you'll have that physical pain and it'll drive you insane. It'll be ricocheting from your neck to your back to your neck and your back, and it's emotional factors that you need to be able to release and have that balance. It's temperance in your mind. That's you looking at yourself, and I am gaining these firm foundations, and I feel, because when you're feeling the way I was acting, it's making you feel that way. Confusion, illusion, not balance, unbalance of the mind. What you're clinging on to. Are you in that ego? Is it because of your pride? Is it because of your self-esteem? What are you blocking to stop you, to enable you to be able to have that strength to grow? Or are you gaining that higher clarity? Somebody can see you standing within your skills and using your intuitions and looking at your personal power, your physical body, the way you're moving, structured, firm foundations, loyal, caring, providing, courageous, steadfast. They could have been in a childlike spirit, gambling. Their thoughts and their feelings, their mind, their attitude, their approach towards life. Take it all as it resonates. You got that high clarity connected to the divine. You was able to transform, evolve. That was you evolving with those emotions, those feelings. You're self-made. These divine feminines, masculines, who are feeling like all stress and having anxiety now, because that's when you're connected to your emotions, feeling that higher wisdom, transforming, changing, and it's a spiritual growth. It's like a dark night of the soul, so it causes you stress in your mind, even conflicting to the way that you're communicating. You have to have compassion with yourself, not conflicting. So they're having compassion for conflicting within their self, because that's that personal piece, and loving yourself. And those family members and those friends, that's when you've got a masculine, feminine, this feminine energy. You could be standing within your power, using your intuitions, creative. You're moving, you're growing. You've got that spiritual wisdom. They can see, looking back towards you. This masculine got that spiritual insight in regards towards you. Feminine energy, they could be thinking about you in their mind now. Thoughts, traveling, thinking. You could be far. They could be communicating. They may want to communicate towards you about this 12th, this ending of this cycle, because they're getting clarity now. Transforming, they're letting go in that hangman position. That's when you're planning about your destiny, because it's a part of that spiritual growth. Change, transform, higher clarity, higher awareness. That's when you're ending cycles and you're looking back, social awareness of you, the way you're communicating, about looking at the mistress to your story and how you programmed what you was programmed with from when you connected to the ancestor, that high awareness. You wasn't able to look, your adaptability to your psychic abilities. That's when you have to put yourself down and you turn yourself around, and you have to let certain people go and sacrifice those relationships, and they could be sacrificing letting go of a feminine energy to be able to come towards you to these new beginnings. They may see you standing with these hidden powers because of your behaviour. 10, so they're having a tower moment. This feminine could be now having a tower moment, endings to certain cycles. This masculine could have ended a harmonic relationship, and they may have taken this chance to go towards these new beginnings. You could have ended your karmic relationship with this masculine because of the choices, options that they was taking and making. They wasn't looking and being the way. You could have seven assaulted you. You had to go. And they put you on that clearance rack. You seen, transformed, changed, connected. Now they're transforming, changing, connecting, using their intuitions. They could see that hidden thought within inside of them, because they was hiding it through their ego or through money, lust and greed. They was running through their low dense energies. Now they're looking about the way how they was acting. They're having transforming now because the way how they acted, they're thinking, and now they're thinking with love, because that was that interpretation to transform and change a part of that tower moment. That's when you have to look, because when you grow up and how your attitude towards life was, and when you was around certain communities, how was you serving and who was serving you, what knowledge, wisdom, who was enabling you to grow? Did you have that discernment? So you had that inner standing to be able to detach from certain people, places and things when they wasn't serving your highest God. And you had to look, because you had to see those illusions when people was putting illusions and confusions. This masculine could be seeing how feminine energy had illusions and confusions and holding on and possessing it about money. And you can see that growth. You're transforming, changing. Let's take out of this bag today. I'm not getting that one, it's a bit too long. Right, so we've got still long. It says, coming back for my round 2, you my boo. So this divine masculine could be looking back towards you, thinking, no shit, flip that shit, I'm coming back for my round 2. I'm seeing these illusions, you're my boo. I'm coming back for that new beginning. They can see your hidden skills. They was courageous. They thought you was naive. Now, when they was in that ego, now they're coming passionate, direct towards you. Because it says, Chronicles 1, they're looking at their self. 2, connected to their heart balance structure. This masculine 13, ending that death, having an awakening, because you command to destiny and destroy them and their idols. Those feminines, families, friends that were they was around idolizing because of the secrets, what they had in the unknown. They're looking back to the mysteries of their story now, because they're identifying even those divine feminines, masculines, your family members, as well as friends, the collective. That's preventing from being led astray by some desirable practices. The actions considered immorally when you're running through those low dense energies, lust and greed, and then in those low dense energies, 7 deadly sins. It's wrong, and that's repugnant, harmful, violently and widely, adultery, dishonesty, injustice, sexual behavior, offensive, even harmful, bullying. So they could have been bullying, lying, speaking about you, trying to fight you offensively, and that's worshipping false karmics, enemies, adapting worldly, unjustly cultural influences. So they could have been adapting worldly cultural influences like money, partying, socializing, drinking. Where you are, what community are you speaking to? Was you being wise when you was working? Was it causing you stress? Who had these hidden powers? Was you having that rightful guidance? Was people in their ego? Was it being courageous? Because that's that judge. And it's looking now, because that's from exile, you're looking at that presence, and it's that divine favor, it's that gift. And you have to look, because it's that strength, courage, and those divine feminines, masculines, family members, as well as friends, the whole collective, right to that land, was looking at that contingent, subject to change, occurring and existing only in that central circumstances. Are those cases dispensable? And that's looking at to be able to free their self towards that success, because that's in search of their self now, because they want to be able to move forward, let go of those past people, stopped crying over you. I seen right through you. So you stopped crying, you went towards your destiny from this masculine, and the family members, the friends, you seen through them, the actions unstable in their mind, flighting, detached. They didn't have that compassion, caring, nurture, and able to have that wholeness. They weren't connected to the spiritual guides, the ancestors. They weren't cleansed. They kept on putting their self back because their values, and they was stubborn and dependable on money, and they thought they was wise, and they was being two-faced, and they was having extra energies with other people, friends, families in their community. Take this all as it resonates, all because of the way how they learn. Now they're looking at those bridges because they're delusions and confusion. It's a deep private place when you're holding on to those emotions and you're not connecting and looking at that inner peace, and you're conflicted with your mind, so you don't make that rightful decision because you're not idolizing. Well, there was idolizing, there wasn't looking at the ideology from the words that was spoken and said, because it's communicational skills, and it's how you're moving, and when you're taking them short journeys to travel to go and meet that masculine, having extra energies. Now you're stressed and conflicted in your mind because you was on that aggressive time, and the masculine is now having that sudden change. It's a death, and you have to look back. Why? Because judgment's taking place. And then you look at the choices that you make, and it's all what you was valuing when you was being a fool. 80% now, or 100 over time with support. So 80% now, 100 time with 100 with time over support. So there was idolizing, vindictive, jealous, clinging on, holding on to, golden calves money, and that 10%, 100%, they didn't go and connect towards that renewal, end the karmic cycle, be a fool, go towards those new beginnings. This one dropped out. And it says, when you pass through the waters, those emotions, when you pass through those emotional growth, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. So when you was passing through those, the Most High was with you. It didn't sweep over you, gave you the wisdom, understanding, because you had to let go, you had to sacrifice, gain that new perspective. You seen things from a different way because they was unrealistic. They didn't connect and look at the mysteries to their stories, use their intuitions, and look at when you have these relationships and you're around certain family members and friends, and is it the same shit that you're going through to make you have to grow, or is it the way that they're speaking, you're communicating? Because when you're programming and communicating with certain people, you have to look at that part of the mysteries to your story, because that's you having that healer. They could see you as a part of that healer. You was nurturing, caring, providing. You was able to harmonize, you transformed. Now they can be seeking the truth in regards to who you are. Because when you look and you walk through those waters, it's that fire. You will not be burned, and that flame will not set you ablaze. So you know you won't be burned. The flame didn't set you ablaze. You're going high, clarity, connected, because that was for add compassion, love, forgiveness. For those divine feminines, masculines, family members, as well as friends of the community, you grow spiritual wisdom. They had conflict and stress, all because of their habits and not able to be able to connect to their emotional sides, feminine energy. That's when you're not using your intuitions and you're holding on, clinging on to past heartache, hurt and pain. or because of selfish acts, values, what use you valuing. So now they're looking back to their values. They're out getting higher clarity, 10, feeling stressed because that's looking now, that renewal, that ending. That's when they had that rebellion and they can see, oh, that's that progress because they can see the way how they was acting now. So they're in their thoughts because it's a tower moment, or because of their lies and that contingent subject. And they're making an altar now because that's that tower moment. So they're making that altar, having that higher clarity, higher awareness in regards to who you are. Or there's 200 there. So they could be having a death and a rebirth because that's that creating, that's high clarity, creating arts. They can see now you're that sun, you're that moon, they're transforming, they're changing because of that low dense energy they was in, or because of fear, lack mindset, devil energies, holding on, people blocking and stopping. You're going to see the mindset, the way they grew up, institutionalized, not unable to be able to grow because you're stuck idolizing, jealous, vindictive, or because of your mindset when you're dominating over resources. They could have been around a feminine energy, signing contracts and being able to be able to work alongside people to be able to dominate over resources. Take this all as it resonates, setting up a business, setting up a shop, and it's people who you've got to serve and who you're working with. And I am, and I've got this significant other, so they could be saying, I am that significant other. And they're looking back now because that's that 12, that karmic cycle. They could be seeing you, oh my gosh, you're that high priestess. I wasn't paying attention towards you because I was letting go. I was at these illusions and the confusions that was blocking me, or because of the way I was acting and the way I was thinking. And the way I transform, and now they're acting and thinking with love, gaining that balance, grounding their self. They're getting that introspection now, higher clarity about seeds they planted. Definitely so. It's underneath because it's stuck. Because they're seeing that ritual, it's that beauty, that feminine energy was doing spell work to be able to block you, your masculine, your work about your speaking, the way you're grounded, you're connected, getting your messages from that divine, and that was when you was growing, evolving. There was in a childlike spirit, serving other people, actual energies, your partner. They was doing spell work, blocking them. You're going to gain higher clarity. There was like karmic cycles, karmic people, or to be able to obtain an asset, a home, a property. That's looking now to about your mistress, to your story. You know, you have to go back to your father, your mother. Where did you gain these things? What was you valuing? Because that's that connection to the earth. Death, transformation, awakening. So they're having a tower moment. They're going through that death now because they're getting that higher clarity. This is this masculine, connecting to their emotions. They're looking back. They may have a social awareness of you now. Looking back at old pictures, memories, past thoughts, places in their house, So they could be in their house, in their head, thinking now, gaining that wisdom, higher perspective. They're like getting that grounding. They may see you as grounding, caring. They was running after golden calves. They may see you as loyal, protective, caring, supporting. They was sociable. They can see that they was like, they're idolizing you. People was jealous of you because you seen they was unrealistic, or doing spell work to block you, your masculine, speaking, psychological, so the stress within the mind, so they didn't have that balance and unable to listen to their self, that wisdom. Or because when you're in a childlike spirit and you're thinking you're creating, and what are you creating? That's when you're socializing, partying, and you're like out playing music and speaking, is it with poetry, but in a wrong way because you institutionalize within your mind. And who's providing that service, and are you enabling people to grow? Because when you're teaching and enabling people to have that understanding, that's you having compassion. They wasn't critically thinking and analysing. Take it all as it resonates. They could have lied on you and says that you was aggressive partner, you wasn't caring, you wasn't nurturing, you was just controlling and being stubborn. Take this all as it resonates. You was clinging on and holding on, and you was vindictive. Whereas you was transforming, they was aggressive and they was controlling. They thought they was wise, those family members and friends, that masculine. You thought you was gonna hear some dark secrets my daughter was gonna share. So they could have thought you was gonna hear high clarity, some dark secrets that you was gonna share. You could have been this daughter. You was just easier eavesdropping in my daughter's room. Do you need or have a problem to solve? So that family member, that friend could have been eavesdropping in their room. Do they have a problem to solve? Because if it happened, and if it was an extreme moment of weakness for her to forgive, would be good. So if that happened in an extreme moment to be able to forgive, the family members, the friends, that community where they were serving and who they was working with, being a fool with your partner, They was being determined to take control, doing spell work, things in that unknown. Even if he did cheat, you can tell he loves her the way he looks at her. So even if that divine masculine did cheat, you can tell the way that divine masculine looks at you with a high clarity, life force. They can see that you're that star. They see you as that sun. But I wouldn't, because if they did do it once, then they will do it again. And life was too short for second chances to screw up again. So you can see high clarity, life too short for second chances to screw up again. It's causing conflict, causing instability, because it was being stubborn, or because it was being vain. When I met them, I felt so young. I felt so free. So that fire sign, they could have met you, a Virgo. They felt so young, felt so free, courageous. They wasn't able to be able to move. They was balanced. They was in love. They was going towards new beginnings. They seen the opportunities. And now they're feeling this stress because they were looking back to the stories and spending time with animals. Back in my day, took out couple backs before I was saved. So back in their day, they could have took out a couple backs before they were saved. They could be speaking to somebody, their father figure, a friend could be telling them, back in the day I took out this back and that back, I had that girl, before I sat down and got that higher clarity, balance, cleanse myself. My baby gonna have the perfect wedding day. So they could be looking now thinking my baby's going to have that perfect wedding day, this masculine. They could be gaining eye clarity, want to take action now because they could see you as a part of that dreams and that stability. They looking back at the part of their mysteries of their story. They're connecting to their emotions now. They're getting higher clarity in regards to all as you are. They could be feeling like they're self-made, you're self-made, because you was just eavesdropping in the door. It's really going to hear about this gossip about you was eavesdropping. Because I was idolizing with these red flags. You can see the action that they was taking, and you were seeing they was like holding on, clinging. They thought they was wise, this masculine. They could have had habits. Because even if they had cheated, you can see that retirement goals. He looks at her the way I looks at her, like the retirement goal, like the partner for the life partner. They could see you for the rest of the life, the way they look at you, cleansed, clarity, balanced emotions, joy. They can see they're gaining that introspection, high awareness, because I met them when they felt so young, felt so free. This fire sign met you when they felt young, felt free. They're saying it was a match. Slided in the DMs, slight right. It's a match, saying a new match. They could see they felt so new, young and fresh. It was a new match. Somebody who gets that instant dating, attraction, digital romance, match found. Because my baby game gonna have the perfect wedding. Safe base. Because they can see you as that safe place, safe space. They want that perfect wedding, that perfect home, that perfect setting, that perfect foundations, that 4 of Wands, because they can see you're in that hustle mode. They may be hustling, want to work towards you, because they can see their ending karmic cycles, 10 to 12. Now they're getting higher clarity because they can see that freedom awakening from the illusions. They're using their intuitions, connecting to their emotions, because you're going to keep the secret, right, about the car. Don't tell. So they're going to keep the secret about the car. 3, mind, stress, conflict, extra energies, that feminine. Friends, judgmental, speaking, thinking they're being wise, communicating, extra energies in regards to that car. No, you should be pulling up soon. So no, that person should be pulling up soon. Information, wise wisdom. They could be seeing they can't be holding on because it's going to be coming clear. Those groups, high clarity, creative. They're going to be creative, maybe creatively express it. Just give me one bed so I can spoil her. I'll give you one bad chick so I can spoil her. So they just had one bad chick, so they may want one bad chick, high awareness you, so they can spoil you, give you that higher clarity, wisdom to grow that relationship. One more coming, the 3 you come with ain't enough. So they could say one more's coming, that 3 that person came with wasn't enough. That friend could have invited them or showed them out with a friend. They're them 3 different women. Their brethren did. This says no. One more's coming. That 3 that you gave ain't enough. That's that balance. They're ending that cycle. that cause them stress. Take this all as it resonates, guys. Just going to get 2 more and get some letters, because you can lose £50. Then I might be somewhat attracted to you. Might. So they could be up those being creative. They may be telling you to lose weight, £50 of that ego, that stress, when people's trying to be controlling. I got to pay you back. So they've got to be able to come and pay you back, give you some money. This masculine could be coming to travel you. Money. It says money in my pocket and I just can't get no love. Just got a little tiny bit there, you know. Limits, hate. Intimidators hate you. No, they fake. They cover up their scars because they know it's going to hurt. So they're covering scars. Associated and accused of crime, on the run, left trails, allegations, big talk. So they could be on the run. They're accused of crime, money laundering, sexual energies, partner. They're on the run. They're having stress, big talk, tower moment. Shattered by my mum, but I still let you in. So they could have been shattered by their mum, arguing for the way how they grew up in their childhood, stress and pain, but they still let you in. That love or that choice, that relationship. They could have been shattered through like emotional and love and destroyed through their mum from childhood. He, she robbed me. I know who it was. They could be saying that person robbed them. Stress. They knew it was who took all their money. Zor, temporary refuge. Divine judgment, mercy, a place of escape from sin, and a reminder of disobedience. They see the importance of disobedience to you. God recognizes its own significance. So they can see now they're recognizing that own significance because it is that spiritual implications, a lack of true hope. Those karmics, hypocrites, hope is illusions. And it's built on that foundation of falsehoods and its external appearances rather than genuine faith. It's fidelity of death, and that's bringing an end to all that earthly appearances, and that's leaving all the hypocrites, those karmics, with nothing but despair when faced with their actions. And like the true spirituality, they stuck worrying to all the people that's stressing that importance, that's living a life of genuine faith, integrity, aligned with the divine and yourself, your will. All the worldly gains and the divine judgment, your divine judgment, hypocrisy might achieve earthly success, accumulating wealth and giving in repenting for knowledge and holiness. Those gains meaningless in the face of death and divine judgment. The Most High authority over life. The Most High takes away their life. God and God ultimate power over life and death. When you remove yourself from the insignificant loss and endings, that's removed of life, end of opportunities for that repentance and turning point for your divine justice. So they're getting that turning point for their divine justice, because they're seeing now that's that music moves and people, and music moves people to be able to think. You are looking at that concept, and it's simple, effective comfort now, because that's that higher awakening, clarity from the divine. As Mr. changed his mind. So as Mr. changed his mind to transform and change, to let go, connect to their heart, ready about that foundation, the relationships, the partners, already started removing things. Lost all sacks and repos. So they could already started losing things, money, cars, clothes, the house, the property. So people have been repoing their things. Take this all as it resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress. We're just going to get some letters, guys. See what drops. JP. So they could be taking or jeopardizing all of their cords now. They could get in things please taken. They could be feeling in Jupiter because they're growing wisdom now. Feeling poor because they're repoing their things. Endings and losses. Jaw. Too many. Oops, too many one time. We'll take the K, the H. You're hearing about this HORE. Some pork. It was moving like one pig, so they didn't spiritually blocked, spiritually blind, not unable to be able to look up. About this house. in this hour. They thought they had power. They could be getting dropped. S, stuck in my hand. 2 more. 2 E's. So you could be seeing about this in this hour. People could be feeling poor to the core. They've been needing to the door. You'll be seeing for sure. Now they're feeling sore. Because they're losing. Rehouse. Pose. Take this all as it resonates. Could be daring. Could be getting less. You'll be seeing. People be wanting to be rushing. People want to be pushing. People will be cursing. Take it all as it resonates. People want to be draping people up. People be feeling vexed out here in these streets. Take this all as it resonates, guys. Ru, the Ra, Spirit of the Most High. Take this all as it resonates.